Christine Persichetti. We are in the midst of the National Eucharistic Revival, a campaign by the U.S. bishops to show Catholics the real presence of Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. Leaders of the revival went to Rome to meet with Pope Francis, who had some inspiring words for them.
L'Eucaristia infatti è la risposta di Dio alla fame più profonda del cuore umano, alla fame di vita vera. In essa Cristo stesso è realmente in mezzo a noi per nutrirci, consolarci e sostenerci nel cammino.
Pope Francis welcomed leaders of the United States Eucharistic Revival campaign to the Vatican as they prepare for the National Congress in Indiana and the pilgrimage leading up to it. 80,000 people are expected to attend the Congress, which will take place in Indianapolis in 2024, at an important time in the Catholic Church.
I think we're in a moment right now where the world is hurting. And that's really obvious, but the church is also hurting in so many different ways. And so to have kind of a reconnection and a bringing back to a relationship with Jesus in the Eucharist, to me there's a simplicity and a beauty to coming back to that first love and encounter that really just cuts through so much of the noise.
The Holy Father blessed the monstrance that will be used at the Congress and encouraged the members to continue their mission.
Talked about the importance of how Eucharist leads to mission, and that really we are to be, in a sense, missionaries of the Eucharist. Again, the idea that we're nourished by the love of Christ in the Eucharist, and we're nourished really to serve, to go out and to serve.
Organizers of the National Eucharistic Congress, a week-long event in July of 2024, say it will have a festival atmosphere with something for everyone, including masses, art installations, and concerts. And for more information and updates on the nationwide campaign, just go to eucharisticrevival.org. Catholics in Brooklyn and Queens are preparing for their very own diocese-wide revival event. That's October 7th at Maimonides Park. The whole stadium will be filled with the faithful for family catechesis, a Eucharistic procession, and a Mass. If you want to go, you can register at dioceseofbrooklyn.org and search Eucharistic Revival. From there, you can register to receive important updates for this special day for the whole family. Turning now to the Lower East Side, where a fire at an e-bike shop has left 4 dead and 2 in critical condition. Officials now saying a lithium-ion battery caused the fire that broke out a little after midnight Tuesday. The bike shop is part of a 6-story building on Madison Street that had multiple people living above it. The location, called HQ E-Bike Repair, was known to the fire department and had been cited for violations in 2021 and 2022. Currents News spoke to neighbors and nearby business owners who are mourning the victims.
Well, even though there was 4 unfortunate lives that were taken away from us, it could have been even worse. But thank God we were able to come here with the FDNY and to be able to open up our space to save lives.
I obviously thought condolences for the people who did lose their lives in this situation, but my brain went immediately to the wiring setup of the e-bike shop that was there and the dangers that came with it.
According to the fire commissioner, there have been 105 fires this year from e-bikes, with 13 deaths. It's been almost a year since Roe v. Wade was overturned, and a new study looks at what it's calling the hidden epidemic of abortion. It shows a majority of women felt pressured to end their pregnancies. Tessa Longbonds, senior research associate at the Charlotte Lozier Institute and co-author of this study, joins us now. Hi, Tessa.
Hello, thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for being here. So Tessa, this research was conducted after a 2015 study by a pro-abortion group found 99% of women were satisfied with their decision to abort. But your study found that not to be the case. So why do you think you got different results?
Well, the 2015 study was looking at a non-representative sample of women. They had a very low participation rate, and many women dropped out of the study. And so we wanted to dig into it a little bit more. And so our study analyzed survey results from a national sample of American women, about 1,000 women, over 200 of whom reported having had abortions. And the women participating in the survey filled out a whole series of questions that allowed them to describe their experiences with abortion, describe their decision making, and how they felt afterward. And that allowed us to dive into a much deeper, more nuanced way into the choices these women had made and how they felt about it after the fact.
And the numbers from your study are startling. Let's take a look. 43% of the women described their abortion as inconsistent with their values. 24% said the abortions were unwanted or coerced. So who do the women say is pressuring them to end their pregnancies? And should abortion clinics address that with their clients?
Many women reported feeling high levels of pressure. In fact, 60% said that they experienced high levels of pressure to have an abortion. And this came from finances, circumstances, and other people in their lives, including their partners and family members. And strikingly, 60% said that they would have preferred to continue the pregnancy if they'd had more financial security or emotional support. So this was something that many of these women did not want, that they felt pressured into, and that they would have preferred to have been able to make a different choice.
Yeah, you mentioned that a lot of those women said they would have preferred to have given birth if they had more support. And your research group is under the umbrella of the Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America organization. Talk about what they're doing to make sure women have the resources they need to have their babies.
Our sister organization, the Pregnancy and Life Assistance Network, or Her Plan, is going into many of these pro-life states and working to connect all of the pro-life assistance providers that are already there, working to identify gaps and make sure that those are filled, and really just trying to create this unified support system for women so that providers can easily refer to one another and that no one falls through the cracks. So there's a lot of support out there, definitely more to be done, but a lot of alternatives for women. And we want to make sure that no woman ever feels pressured into choosing an abortion, and that she knows that there is support and love there for her and her baby.
Absolutely. Tessa Longbon's co-author of the study from the Charlotte Lozier Institute. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
If you or someone you know is a mother in a crisis pregnancy, bishops around New York State have launched a resources page to help you. Just go to nyscatholic.org/help for moms. You can find a pro-life center by you. There's also a statewide map that directs you to local Catholic parishes that have ministries available. And that is this Currents News Update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us, because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.